let's look at the activity 24 on page 75. All right, so we're on page 75. This is still chapter 4. Activity 24, describing playground activities. And we're looking at the activities on the previous page. So when we look at those pictures, we can see what's happening, and we can make the sentences about the children on the playground. Okay, so are you listening with your ears or your mouth? Good. Some of you are using your ear, only one ear. Can you use your ears? Can you use both ears, please? Okay, thank you. Now, your mouth can be quiet while I'm talking. Then when I ask you to repeat, then you can repeat and open your mouths. How does that sound? Is that a good idea?
Yes.
Okay, good. Now, we're going to look at how to make the past progressive verb. The past progressive verb. So we have these examples about Sandy. Sandy wasn't riding a tricycle. What was she doing? What was Sandy doing? Sandy wasn't riding a tricycle. What was she doing? Sandy was playing in the sandbox. Right. She wasn't riding on a tricycle. How do you spell riding? R-I-D-I-N-G. Riding. All right. How do you say she was sitting in the sandbox? How do you spell sitting? S-I-T-T-I-N-G. How do you spell playing? She was playing in the sandbox. P-L-A-Y-I-N-G. Very good. Okay, where were the children playing? The children were playing on the playground. The children were playing on the playground. Why do we say were? We don't say was. Because children is plural. If we have one child, the child was playing. We have two children or many children, the children were playing. Okay. Were Emily and Laura playing on the slide? Were Laura and Emily playing on the slide?
Yes.
Yes? Okay, so we can say Laura and Emily were playing on the slide. Again, Laura and Emily were playing on the slide. How about Jeff? Was Jeff kicking a soccer ball? No. Jeff wasn't kicking a soccer ball. Jeff wasn't kicking a soccer ball. What was he doing? He was riding a tricycle. Right. He was riding a tricycle. He was riding a tricycle. He wasn't kicking a soccer ball. How about Sandy? Was Sandy standing at the bottom of the slide? Was Sandy standing at the bottom of the slide? No. Sandy wasn't standing at the bottom of the slide. Sandy wasn't standing on the bottom of the slide. Where was she? Sandy was playing in the sandbox. Sandbox. Listen. High, low. Sandbox. Very nice. Sandy was playing in the sandbox. She wasn't standing at the bottom of the slide. Who was standing at the bottom of the slide? Who was standing? Who was that? Okay, Laura. Laura was standing on the bottom of the slide. Okay, let me ask you about Jeff and Joseph. Those two boys, Joseph and Jeff. Were Joseph and Jeff sitting in the sandbox? No. Joseph and Jeff weren't sitting in the sandbox. Joseph and Jeff weren't sitting in the sandbox. Joseph was doing something else. What was Joseph doing? Joseph was pushing a truck. Joseph was pushing a truck. How about Jeff? Jeff was riding a tricycle. Riding a tricycle. All right, what about Janet? Was Janet swinging on the swing?
Yes.
Was Janet swinging on the swing?
Yes.
Okay, so Janet was swinging on the swing. See, the word swing is very interesting. The word swing is a verb. She was swinging. And swing is also the name of this playground equipment, this toy. This thing to play with is also called a swing. She was sitting on the swing. She was swinging on the swing. So swing can be a verb action, and it can be a noun, that thing, right? Okay, any question about activity 24? So you ready for activity 25? You practiced with your partners, didn't you? Okay, and you were practicing making yes-no questions with the past progressive, making questions, yes-no questions. So we also wanted to look at the playground picture and write yes-no questions and answers. What tense are we using here? What tense are we using? Past tense or past progressive? Past progressive. So we have to use was or were plus the ing form. So we have an example about Laura and Emily play on the slide. So we say Laura and Emily were playing on the slide. Laura and Emily were playing on the slide. But if we ask a question yes, no, we say were Laura and Emily playing on the slide? So in English, when we want to ask a yes, no question, we put the were at the beginning. All right, so we have to pay attention to the word order. Statement, we say they were. If we ask a question, were they? All right, so if we want to use their names, we say were Laura and Emily playing on the slide? Everyone.
Were Laura and Emily playing on the slide?
Yes, they were playing on the slide.
Yes, they were playing on the slide.
Again. Yes, they were playing on the slide. How do you spell playing? P-L-A-Y-I-N-G. Now remember, it says, what page do we look at when we need to know about the spelling rules? Where do we need to look? 207. So 207, in the back of the book, we see the spelling rules. We have to see the spelling rules, and we need to look at that so we can spell correctly. So for most verbs, we only add ing, play, and then ing. But some words end with a silent E. We don't pronounce the E. We need to drop the E and then add ing. For example, come, C-O-M-E. She was coming. We spell C-O-M-I-N-G. We don't write the E there, the silent E. We just drop that. We forget about it. We erase that. Now the third one is for verbs that end in IE. We need to change the letters IE to a letter Y and then add ing. For example, when we talk about tie, for example, when we tie shoelaces, right, we say tie, T-I-E. But what was she doing? She was tying her shoelaces, T-Y-I-N-G. How about lie? Lie down. We would say, what was he doing? He was lying. He was lying on the bed. What is he doing now? He is lying on a mat. So we can look at the spelling L-Y-I-N-G, lying on a mat. And then we have for number 4, verbs that end in a consonant, vowel, and consonant. Consonant, vowel, and consonant. Then we have to double the final consonant, and then we add ing. For example, sit, S-I-T, sitting, S-I-T-T-I-N-G. So she was sitting near her mother. For that, we have 2 T's. How about run? When we want running, we have to spell R-U-N-N-I-N-G. So when you're not sure about the spelling, please go back to page 207 in the back of the book. to help you with your spelling rules. Okay, now return to activity 25 and let's ask the question about Sandy. So our first question about Sandy play in the sandbox, we need to ask was or were? Was Sandy playing in the sandbox? Was Sandy playing in the sandbox? Yes. She was playing in the sandbox. Yes, Sandy was playing in the sandbox. Yes, she was playing in the sandbox. Can you ask a question about Joseph push a scooter? Was Joseph pushing a scooter? No. He was pushing a truck. He was pushing a truck. Yes, you can say no, he wasn't pushing a scooter. He was pushing a truck. All right? We don't have a lot of space to write that, so maybe you wrote one of those sentences and that's fine. How about number 3, where ask a question about Jeff? Ride a tricycle. Was Jeff riding a tricycle? Was Jeff riding on a tricycle? Yes. He was riding on a tricycle. Again, yes, he was riding on a tricycle. Let's ask a question about Emily run on the slide. Ask the question. Was Emily running on the slide? Again, was Emily riding on the slide? No, she was sitting on the slide. She wasn't running on the slide. She was sitting on the slide, or you can say she was sliding on the slide. So the word slide can be a verb that is the action when you go whoosh, right? And the word slide can mean this playground equipment here. This is a slide. So you can say she was sitting on the slide. You can say she was sliding on the slide. But she was not running on the slide, right? Okay, so how about number 5? The children resting inside. What are we going to say? Were the children resting inside? Again, were the children resting inside? No, they were playing outside. They weren't resting inside. The children weren't resting inside. They were playing outside. Good. Any questions? Clear or not clear? Clear. Okay.